few new cards here. We have the Rebirth of Shaddoll Structure deck here, so this is definitely going to be very exciting now. More news on this is definitely very awesome. Now, the interesting thing is we actually don't know if this is going to come out first or if the Warrior Structure deck will actually come out first. Now, last time we had the whole Gemini Warrior Structure deck with the whole information and everything, but there was no release date to it. Whereas for the Rebirth of Shaddoll Structure deck, it's actually going to be confirmed in January, so that is definitely going to be very interesting. I do believe it is for TCG, is it? I'm not too sure, but there are a few new cards here, so let's actually go over them very quickly. Firstly, we have El Shaddoll Apokalon, level 6 Dark Spellcaster Fusion Effect Monster, 2500 attack, 2000 defense, 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes. So that obviously signifies that we are actually going to be getting different Shaddoll monsters in the main deck that actually have different attributes, or you might have to use the fusion monsters, but then that seems kind of wasteful. However, that depends on the effect of this card. So it must be first special summoned by a fusion summon, and the first and third effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, if this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up card, negate its effects. Second effect, it can't be destroyed by battle. And third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you could add a Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand and discard a card. So definitely very interesting. The third effect is kind of weird that we have to discard a card, because most Shaddoll fusions that are destroyed allow us to just recur back our Shaddoll monsters. But this one allows you to add Shaddoll cards from the deck or graveyard, meaning we can add from the deck as well. That's actually pretty insane. Can't be destroyed by battle. The second effect and first effects are kind of like typical of a Shaddoll boss monster. Has that nice utility towards it, but overall nothing particularly amazingly special, which definitely does signify that the materials we'll use will most likely be monsters from our main deck. Speaking of the main deck Shaddoll monsters, we have Null Shaddoll Ariel. Obviously Ariel is related to Ariel herself, who is pretty much part of both the Nekroz archetype and I think also the Gishki archetype as well, so that's definitely very awesome. A level 4 Water Psychic Flip Effect monster, 1000 attack and 1800 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect is the flip effect. You can target one of your banished Shaddoll monsters and special summon it in either face up or face down defense position. And second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you could target up to 3 cards in the graveyard and banish them. So that is definitely very nice. I could see some very interesting plays with Shurinois. So you could actually build a Shurinois Shaddoll variant deck, which would actually be very fun to actually see go up against the actual format itself. So per effect definitely makes use of this great utility here. Otherwise you could just banish off your opponent's cards from your graveyard instead as well. But given that you might go up against a Thunder Dragon player, her effect might be kind of bad. But even so, I do like the fact that she is a water monster. Is this to say that we'll be getting one attribute per one monster per attribute? We have no idea. We might, and it is kind of something that we should have already got since the very introduction of Shaddolls, but that being said, I have no particular problems with this at all. Getting it now, it just seems a bit kind of late, but that being said, since we're getting it at this point in time, there is potential for them to actually be technically better in this sense. But it is kind of weird because Shaddolls never truly got a pure variant to them. You know, every time you play Shaddolls, you might actually have to incorporate cards like Mathematician, which is an earth monster. You might incorporate Ash Blossom, which is a fire monster. All these different cards you had to just put in, and it didn't really make it feel like you were playing a pure Shaddoll deck. It was more so the fusion monsters were the main ones, but then your main deck monsters were also just all dark, so it just made Winder the really main one you would go into. The other ones were really just utilities based on what hand traps or side cards you might actually add into the deck, and it just didn't feel like a true and pure Shaddoll deck. Whereas in this case, if we're getting one per attribute for the main deck monsters, that would definitely be really amazing. As for the final card, we actually see here an alternate art for El Shaddoll Construct, so that is good news for all of you guys who are actually just scrambling to try and look for El Shaddoll Constructs, because we are actually getting a reprint of it in an alternate art as well, so I think it's really amazing. The artwork I can see right now is just really good. I love it. Just more detailed and just more of a close-up of El Shaddoll Construct herself, so definitely really good job on that particular artwork there. Although I do also see on the actual box itself that there is an artwork for El Shaddoll Winda, so perhaps we might also get an alternate artwork for Winda as well. But that being said, it really comes down to the question of whether or not we need another reprint of El Shaddoll Winda, given that she was recently reprinted anyway. But that being said, Shaddoll cards are very old cards, and as a result, it would be nice to actually get reprints of this in this whole structure deck itself. So overall, I'm very excited about this. Obviously, there are definitely many cards to look forward to still that have yet to be revealed. So yeah, tell me what you guys actually think about these. And very quickly, I also wanted to talk about a few new cards that are actually coming out in the Chaos Impact Special Edition. These cards are actually going to be part of the promos of the set. So the two promos we're getting is Scrap Wyvern, or we're getting Great General of the Six Samurai. So that is definitely going to be very interesting there. And we are also getting two sneak preview cards that are Dragon Maid Send-Off and Armory Call. So that will definitely be very interesting as well. So these are the four cards we'll be getting. I'm surprised to see some Scrap support there and Six Samurai support, but that being said, I am still looking forward to getting the Dragon Maids as well. So got a lot to look forward to there. And just a new card that's actually also being revealed for the Legendary Duelist 6 as well is Odd Eyes Wizard Dragon. So I want to quickly go over this card. It is a level 7 Dark Dragon effect monster, 2500 attack and defense. First effect, if this card is in your hand, you contribute a dark monster, send one Odd Eyes monster or Odd Eyes Dragon from your hand deck or face up on the field to the graveyard if you do special summon this card. Second effect, if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you could special summon one Odd Eyes monster from your deck or graveyard except itself. Then you could add a Spiral Flame Strike from your deck to your hand. So very nice card actually. Not too bad. The summoning conditions aren't necessarily bad if you're sending your cost from the deck. But that being said, you still have to tribute a dark monster. So I guess with the whole pendulum summoning, it's not too bad. But even then, it is kind of iffy. It's more so being able to search for a so-called search spell. So definitely very interesting about all these cards here. But definitely let me know your thoughts on all these. Are you excited for the structure deck? Are you actually predicting that we'll get one main monster for each attributes for Shaddolls? What do you actually think about the Odd Eyes Wizard Dragon? This is definitely a very interesting card. And what do you think we'll get next for the other cards? Perhaps for the hero decks or the Dark Magician decks or Yusei's deck. It would all be very interesting to find out everything. But at this particular point of the year, really, we are definitely getting a lot of news again on a lot of brand new stuff that's about to come out. So lots to look forward to in 2020. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.